Right, so hey everyone, and welcome back to another budget photography video. So, let's face it, premium lenses, especially for the brand new Canon range, the RF range, they're not cheap. They're really not. I mean, the new 24-105 f2.8 is around £3,000. That is a lot of money. Now, yes, let's bear in mind that it is the first 24-105 f2.8 ever, as far as to my knowledge. So it is the first of its kind, and with stuff that has the first of its kind, you pay a premium for that. Now, Canon L glass can be really, really expensive, but it doesn't have to be. You see, this right here is the 24-105 f4L USM, and it was made in around 1998. And yes, by the way, it is raining slightly. Now, it is an f4, so it's not the f2 that Canon have just announced. And it is also EF, not RF. But the image quality is still just as good. Just as good. I promise you, it is still just as good as the RF version. And the build quality, we have a metal body, we have premium optics, we have weather sealing on the back, we have a decent-ish focusing motor. So what is its downsides? Well, external zoom is a downside, because especially as this is an older lens, when you're, I carry my cameras on a sling sometimes. So when you've got it on a sling, the lens just kind of falls out like that. So you could be shooting something at 24mm, come back to your lens, and then you're all the way in at 105. And that's not good. Then there is the biggest downside, and that is focusing. This uses a USM motor, which actually I'm using on the lens right now that I currently am shooting on. It's using a USM focusing motor, which is not too bad. I mean, I'm perfectly in focus, my R6 is perfectly tracking me, and I'm using an EF lens. Now, this one is the 17-40 f4, so you can kind of get the same perspective, because I can just zoom in to 24mm, and this is what it looks like. Now, I've used this 24mm for a very, very long time. It was actually my first ever L lens, and now the sun is coming out, which I'm not prepared for. But yeah, this was actually my first ever L lens. And here's the biggest upside to this lens. It's £400, and I'm getting wet, really wet. But this is £400 compared to £3,000. You're saving, excuse me, just need to wipe my glasses off. You're saving around £1,600. I'm putting my hood up. It wasn't meant to rain until 11 o'clock today, and it's currently, wait, what even is the time? It's currently 9:43 in the morning. You guys, can you see that? 9:43. It's not meant to be raining yet. So yeah, this lens' biggest advantage is the fact that yes, it is old, but its image quality is superb. Its value is amazing. Like, it's really good. And there's not really much to say about it. There's nothing really amazing about it. There's nothing really bad about it, because, well, it's kind of just a generic lens. It's a generic focal length. There's nothing really massively bad or massively good to say about this lens, because it is such a generic lens that it's a kit lens. It is. With the 5D Mark II and I believe the 5D Mark III, this was the lens you got with the kit. And while yes, at 24mm, you're not going to get nice bokeh because of that f4. At 105, because of lens compression, you're going to get nice portraits. Well, decent portraits. And I've taken a fair few of them over the years with this thing. I've had this for about 4 or 5 years now, and it's taken an absolute beating. As I said, we have a metal body, so durability isn't really an issue with this thing unless you've got a really, really old lens that has been dropped numerous times. It does have stabilization, meaning you can get them handheld low shutter speed shots, or, excuse me, if you want to make a video like I do. I think actually the biggest downside to this lens is the fact that you have to use an adapter. Now, if you've already got a mount adapter, then I see no reason as to why you can't use EF and EFS mount lenses on your RF body. They are the same image quality, maybe a little bit better on the newer RF versions, but you're still getting decent image quality, and, well, they're cheaper. As I said, this is £400. Why would I spend £3,000 or £4,000 on a lens when I can spend £400 and get most of the quality of it? This sun is really bad in my eyes. So yeah, the 24 to 105 f4 is a great lens. It really, really is. Anyway guys, thanks for joining me in this video. I'll see you in the next one.